You're listening to Brand, the marketing show. With your hosts, Thomas Sterling.
This is the future. This is where everything goes.
And Veronica St. Cyr.
Why the hell would anybody buy this?
An unfiltered conversation on brand strategy.
And it worked like crazy.
Marketing trends.
I think they're in again.
And emerging technology.
There's going to be big impacts here.
You're excited.
I'm pumped.
All right, let's kick things off.
What's up, everyone? In the world of condiments, few have the power to ignite passion as hot sauces do. Today on the show, we're going to be diving deep into the spicy world of hot sauce branding and marketing. And I personally can say as a child, something's always attracted me to hot sauces. I don't know, they were almost taboo growing up. Spice. What are your thoughts on this, V?
Yeah, hot sauce has definitely exploded.
Ooh.
There's so many reasons if you hit the old Google with it that it will tell you that sounds so smart, like the health benefits, the chili peppers, the heat, it can reduce inflammation.
I heard it made you more attractive too.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I'm just doing a small focus group, but
that would make sense. You kind of get a little flush, like you're
it looks like you're tan when you're not.
Yeah, or sunburned. The world has obviously become more globalized, so people are exposed to other cuisines through things like social media and the internet, a lot of which has introduced a lot of white folk in America to the power of hot sauce. Foodie culture, the rise of foodie culture has been huge with hot sauce, kind of like a perfectly fits into the range of some craft foods. The craft movement in general, I mean, when you hear craft, you think of beer, but how many craft types of foods or sauces have we kind of heard that have exploded recently? It kind of has that local small batch feel to it. And then I think competitive eating challenges and the YouTube show Hot Ones, which I love. You know, everyone knows the Hot Chip Challenge, where this has kind of become, it's always kind of been bragging rights.
Sent people to the hospital.
It has, but it's always been bragging rights to kind of be like, I'm tough. I like my hot sauce extra spicy. Like there's a manliness to taking a lot of spice.
All right, tough guy, let's get into it.
It's a little bit of shake and then bake. Shake and bake. That's our nickname. Get used to hearing it.
All right, TRUFF or Tabasco?
I don't like the word truff. I have to just out of the gate say that. And Tabasco's a classic, so I'm going Tabasco.
Keeping it traditional. Yeah. I love that.
The classy broad.
All right, you like to set ground rules. I just want to talk about this market size. So why are we talking about hot sauces? Not just because they're cool, not just because they're fun to consume, but this is an exploding industry. And we're probably going to say this a few times on the show, but right now, this is right around $3 billion in terms of overall market size, but it is projected by 2030 to be over $5 billion. That's serious shit. So why are you taking Tabasco, V?
It's an iconic brand, Thomas. It's been around for over 150 years. I think everyone recognizes it. It's in every diner. It's the everyman's hot sauce. The ingredients largely unchanged in that time. Pretty much not changed at all.
I can't believe they would have changed a thing about it. I mean,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's made with Tabasco peppers, which are a variety of chili pepper, vinegar, salt. While they had their original pepper sauce, it's a staple. They're not going away. They're not changing anything. I think people would lose their mind. They still launched the green jalapeno, the chipotle, the habanero, the garlic pepper, and more. And I bet we're going to keep seeing more from them while they fight for this large market dominance.
All right, that's all great, but like, what's your favorite thing to put Tabasco on? Are you like eggs, breakfast in the morning?
I'm like, actually don't like Tabasco.
What?
Yeah, is that weird?
Yeah, that's a brand betrayal.
I mean, it's not really. It's authenticity, Thomas, which we talk about is just as important on this show. I will reach for the Cholula.
Oh, wow.
To me, it's just so basic. But that's the point. It doesn't overpower the flavor of the dish you put it on. It just adds a little heat.
Well, guess what?
I respect that.
Guess what? If you don't like that basic hot sauce out there, I got one for you, and it's called TRUFF. Have you had TRUFF?
I just get TRUFF. That just falls off the tongue.
Do you like truffle?
Truffle oil?
You've never tried this sauce.
I like truffle oil.
All right, well, Truff was founded by just a couple guys named Nick, 2 of them, in fact, and they started it in 2017, so it's a recent starting point. And I brought a clip from one of the Nicks to share how this brand got started.
Meet Truff. With no background in culinary, this is how my co-founder and I created a hot sauce brand that has generated over 9 figures in revenue. Back in 2015, we acquired the Instagram handle Sauce organically. We then started posting really cool images, things we thought would resonate well with a pop culture foodie. Rappers with food, women with food, burger porn, food porn, mouth-watering content. After growing a following in a very short period of time, we decided, hey, let's actually create a sauce for this platform that we're building on Instagram. We looked at the hot sauce market, we looked at the dressing markets, we looked at the barbecue markets, and we decided hot sauce was gonna be the category we were gonna play in. We didn't see any top shelf hot sauce brand that existed. None of these brands were using social media, and a lot of these other brands just wanted to get on the shelf. After about 2 years of R&D, developing the brand, creating the first formula ourselves in Nick's parents' kitchen, we launched this new brand known as Truff on Instagram.
He said a lot of ick words in that video.
Food porn.
Mouth-watering. We had pictures of women. I'm
I
like,
really thought he was going to say mouthfeel, really just take it too far there.
kind of playing into my tough guys like hot sauce vibe, but okay.
It's interesting because on the surface, it's a relatively simple concept, right? It's taking red chili peppers, vinegar, sugar, garlic, salt, and then this black truffle and agave nectar is really what kind of takes it over the edge and puts it in a whole new category. They're really selling into this premium sauce category, which is
Luxury.
such a juxtaposition for your brand.
Well, Tabasco really laid the foundation for a brand like Truff to emerge in the market, and I brought a clip to help tell the magical story of the history of Tabasco sauce.
Let's hear it.
Yo, you know Tabasco? It was the first hot sauce ever sold commercially, and it's invented by this guy, Edmund Michael Haney, Avery Island, Louisiana. The Civil War had just ended and poor people were eating bland and monotonous food. So Edmund gets these magical pepper seeds from Mexico, Capsicum frutescens, and plants them in his garden. This is the bomb. I'ma make me a hot sauce. So he starts experimenting with his peppers. He grinds them, mixes them with salt naturally found in Avery Island, adds a little distilled wine vinegar, and locks them in jars for months to ferment. He comes back and voila, Tabasco. He registers his spicy product for a patent and starts bottling up some samples to send to food distributors. See, at the time, no other commercial hot sauce existed, so Tabasco becomes a fiery hit across the US. Today, McElhenny's Tabasco is sold in 195 countries and does $200 million a year in sales.
This family company produces 700,000 bottles of Tabasco sauce per day, but it takes 5 years before it can go in that bottle. They age it in white oak barrels. Tabasco also has been to space. Did you know that a lot of astronauts will lose their sense of smell, therefore making everything that they taste like crap?
It's kind of like a COVID thing.
That's exactly. If you've had COVID, you know maybe 1% what it's like to be an astronaut. So they would bring Tabasco, and it would allow them to have some sense of flavor when they were up there floating in the endless nothing. And I have a personal connection to this brand. Tabasco sauce is the reason that I met the love of my life.
Woo!
I know, it's a hot one. Like, that doesn't happen often with a brand. I waltzed up to him at a music concert.
Doesn't happen often with a hot sauce.
Doesn't happen with a hot sauce.
Doesn't always bring the people together.
No, it brings the people far apart. I waltzed up to him at a music concert. I thought he had ketchup water on his hamburger. I tried to say something funny because we all know how I am. And he was like, no, honey, that's not ketchup water. That's Tabasco. Friend zoned him immediately, then realized, oh my God, I want to be with you forever.
Another beautiful moment brought to you by hot sauce.
By hot sauce. So what's going on with the marketing and brand positioning over at Truff?
What's cool about Truff is they are creating a whole new niche, a whole new category of premium hot sauce at $35 a bottle for a 6-ounce container.
That's bougie.
Yeah, where your brand's like 3.5. So of course a brand that premium has some premium partnerships, and we're talking celebrity fans including Kris Jenner, Lil Jon, Steve Aoki. They also have a limited edition Taco Bell partnership.
Oh.
Pretty cool.
Fancy.
They also have a YouTube series of people actually learning cooking skills. And we're talking about Deadmau5 and all sorts of other celebrities.
Oh. I'd love to see Deadmau5 cook in the mouse.
He doesn't wear that. He doesn't wear that.
Oh.
No.
Oh, then I don't want to see it.
Okay.
On the flip side of that, Tabasco.
Leaning into traditional marketing efforts, I bet.
Yeah, lots of traditional marketing efforts. However, has started a foyer into social media, has definitely exploded, figured out that they got to get behind this. I'm sure with young and hungry brands emerging like TRUFF on the market, realize they got to get with the times. A big thing we've talked about on the show is how do you take these old 100-plus-year-old brands and still make them relevant so they resonate with an
Renovate the
audience
brand
today.
like an old home.
Yes, just like an old home, like Campbell's soup with a slight font change. No one will know. And I think one of the social media stunts we have to talk about is there is a social media influencer named Spicy Cam. He calls himself the Spice King. That's all he does is talk about hot stuff, hot sauces in particular. And Tabasco did kind of like a guerrilla marketing influencer one-off gift and sent him a gallon jug of hot sauce with like a push tab and then a bucket hat that had a mini slot for a mini bottle of hot sauce.
Outrageous.
You have Tabasco keychains. You also, cult following. It's a cult following when people are getting tattoos of your logo. I feel like as a brand person, you know you made something special when people are putting your logo on their body forever.
It's the oldest form of a brand.
It is. They've literally branded themselves.
And TRUFF really flipped the script on this category. Yes, they're doing some traditional, but they're also doing some linear network broadcasting, including NFL Network, Cooking Channel, Comedy Central, and Bravo, and they're hitting streaming services like Peacock and Paramount Plus. Let me play one of their recent commercials.
A bottle of our finest truffle hot sauce, TRUFF. Just say when.
This guy's at a steakhouse on a date. Just pouring the hot sauce all over the steak.
Move over, A1.
It's kind of like when the guy's doing the pepper.
Oh, tell me when to stop.
He tell me when to stop.
Please,
and he's
sir,
like,
I have a
keep
family.
going. Keep going. Don't stop.
Is that a win? No.
That was an expensive commercial to make just because they had to waste so much product, and we know how expensive it is.
Well, they got enough of it. And yet, while their sales are dwarfed by major players like Frank's Red Hot, according to Nielsen IQ, TRUFF is indicated as first among competitors for brand score, a measure of a brand's relative strength in the category. And that's truly because when people try this product, they go crazy.
It's delicious.
Wow, that's incredible.
I've never tasted anything like that.
Wow, that's
It's actually fire.
that's actually real good.
And many people might remember an iconic Tabasco commercial. We can play a little bit of the clip, but it's only for the lovers of ASMR because there's no dialogue. It's extremely simple. You just hear noises. So what you're hearing is a guy who's sitting outside late at night on his porch.
Sweating.
He's putting hot sauce on pizza. A mosquito lands on his leg, sucks his blood. The mosquito now has Tabasco blood in him, goes off into the distance, and explodes. But the YouTube comments on this commercial, listen to this. One of the greatest commercials ever. Simple, effective, and memorable. This commercial is the very reason I put hot sauce on my pizza to this day. My favorite, this commercial influenced my mind at age 6. Can't eat pizza or eggs without Tabasco for the last 29 years. Okay, and the last one, in my opinion, one of the advertisement industry's great swan songs. I remember seeing this commercial at the cinema as a child, and all these years later, it still sticks with me. That is effective.
And that commercial came out in 1998.
It's still talked about to this day on the YouTubes.
I think it's been effective because how many people, when you ask them about Tabasco, say they put it on pizza, eggs, So it's become a go-to.
It has.
So if we had to talk about any other hot sauce brands, Veronica,
Well, we got to talk about the other staples that you might find
like your favorite.
in a diner. Cholula. Love Cholula. Frank's Red Hot. A lot of people love that.
Great
Got your
Buffalo.
Sriracha brands, but we all know the popular one. We all heard the story about the factory that people were complaining about because it was like burning everybody's eyes. Texas Pete from North Carolina. Interestingly enough.
Yep. And then we've got some newer brands that came on the marketplace. Zesty, which is a crazy Instagram-driven powerhouse. They're selling like crazy. Their marketing is fantastic. Kauai Juice Co. I'd be doing a disservice for the listeners if you want to check out one. That's like a staple in my fridge. Hot Ones is another one. Not only is it a very popular YouTube show, but they also have their own line of spicy hot sauce that range from your more benign jalapeno, habanero, up to like Pepper X, Apollo, the spiciest peppers out there. Really some crazy stuff. And speaking of habanero, I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't talk about my own sauce that I've been working on right here.
Is that Tom's hot sauce?
Name still working on. We're not quite all the way there on the brand, but coming to a store near you soon, maybe.
Wow,
I don't know. Or maybe
okay.
just the kitchen at the office.
And now for something completely different.
So if I had to put you to work, I would say get in the kitchen, find your favorite hot peppers, get them into a bat. No, that's not what we're supposed to be doing here. If we were actually on a serious note, going to apply what we could learn from hot sauce brands across the industry and think about how it could apply to the average business person listening, chief marketing officer, business leader, etc. First and foremost, what's applicable? I would say leverage your niche. That's one thing you see play out in the hot sauce market. Just like craft beer, it's incredibly competitive, and so brands like Tabasco do a great job with staying true to tradition. Next would be think about ways you can leverage fun and interesting packaging in your offering. And packaging for the business that's not necessarily doing consumer packaged goods could just be how you talk about your service, how you brand it, how you promote it. Brands really are winning in the game of social media by having really awesome omni-channel brand experiences. Next would be build loyalty. Now, it's easy when you have free offers and promotions, but just thinking about ways to hear from your customers, leverage your customer insights. And some of these brands that we're doing research on for the show, they're launching whole new hot sauces just based off of what their customers are telling them that they love and maybe things that they don't necessarily love. And then the last thing would be innovate continuously, because just like in the pepper market, there's always new, hotter peppers coming to market. In your industry, there's always new trends that we need to adapt to. And those are all things that we can learn from taking our favorite hot sauces and putting them to work.
That's a spicy meatball.
So if you had to take anything away from the show.
I feel like I want to take your hot sauce away from the show. Can I have it? Or should I
don't
try
know.
it right now?
This is a limited release.
Oh, well.
What's your spice
release
content?
Release it over here.
How-
I am not that great with spicy food, but I like to think I am. I'm going to put this on a
Just do a
lamb chip.
healthy dollop. Show the camera how much you're putting
Okay.
on the sauce.
Well, I watch Hot Ones, and so in honor of the last dab, I'm going to
No. Give it a little more.
Oh, I'm giving it a lot. Okay, hold on.
That's really hot.
Oh!
That's going to be with you for the next.
Whoa! No, it's good.
What's the mouthfeel?
Hot. FNA, Cotton. FNA. Wow. Okay, if you had to take anything away, what are we doing? Where are we? What year is it?
Just give yourself a little fanning.
I don't want to give up.
That was a generous serving.
I mean, come on.
We should do the show all over again because I feel like you would be so much more dialed in.
Oh God, I am dialed out. Okay.
You're not supposed to drink water. It just makes it worse.
Oh, does it? Good to know as I'm taking a sip. Thank you. If you had to take anything away from this episode, it's that if Tom ever bottles his hot sauce, buy it, but be careful.
Be careful. In limited quantities, it's fantastic. Mine would be if you're listening and you have your own idea for a passion project, a side hustle. What's holding you back? And with that, we're out, folks.
Thanks for listening. If you liked what you heard, smash the subscribe button or listen wherever you get your podcasts. We're out of here.